Hey guys, welcome to Typical Tech Lad. So you're here because you want to know what the Xiaomi Pad 6S Pro is all about. Well, in this comprehensive review, that is exactly what I'll be showing you. To start off, let's talk about price. So this tablet is on the more expensive side, coming in at £599 for the base 8GB version and then £699 for the 12GB version. So in this review, we'll be checking out what comes in the box, the design and build of the Pad 6S Pro. We'll have a look at the £79 focus pen, what the 12.4-inch 3K display is like. We'll check out the 6-speaker setup with Dolby Atmos and how they sound, performance of the tablet and how the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 performs, and also how the Adreno 740 GPU handles gaming. And then lastly, we'll check out the massive 10,000 mAh battery. So we'll pop off the lid here, nice clean white box, and we've got the Pad 6S Pro sitting on top. First box, just take out the contents from there. So we have the user guide and warranty notice. And then second box, we have the 120 watt charging brick, which can charge this tablet super fast as claimed by Xiaomi, but we'll be checking out how true that claim is later on. And then finally, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable with orange accents, and then the tablet itself. So up front, we have the 12.4-inch display with reasonably slim symmetrical bezels all around. On the right/bottom of the tablet, depending on how you're holding it, we have the volume buttons, two microphones and the magnetic connector for the focus pen. And then on the bottom, we have two speaker grills and the USB-C port. To the left, we have nothing. And then on the top, two more speaker grills with the Dolby Atmos branding in the middle, and then the power/lock button just to the right there. There's a 32 megapixel front camera. And then turning to the back, we have an aluminium unibody casing, and it feels nice and premium in the hand. Xiaomi branding in the corner with the 3-pin connectors for compatible accessories such as the keyboard case, and the camera module with 50 megapixel and 2 megapixel cameras along with flash, and the module is raised. And we can see that the camera bump means there will be some rocking when the tablet is laying flat, especially when you're pressing in the top right area. So we'll check out the focus pen, and this costs £79. So we have an extra tip along with the user guide and warranty card. Then the focus pen itself, which is in black and comes with these gold accents and looks nice and premium, and it's also very light at 15 grams. And then we have these 3 buttons on the pen. So we have a spotlight button, screenshot button and the writing button, and we can see the tip of the pen here. Attaches magnetically to the top of the tablet and stays on quite securely, and that's how you pair the pen, and it also is charged via this connection. So I'll just snap that on and it'll connect straight away, pops up with the first time, and you can go through a tutorial highlighting what the pen is capable of, and you have additional settings in Bluetooth there. Pop it off and you'll see your charge status. And then in the settings, you have additional options. So it'll highlight what the buttons do and whether you want to use it for editing text. And you can turn on write with the screen off, which allows quick access to the canvas. And you can use it to write or use as a presenting pointer. So we'll move on to the display, and quick specs on there are 12.4-inch 3K LCD display with a 3:2 aspect ratio. It has 144Hz adaptive sync refresh rate, but we'll have a quick look what we're dealing with in the settings for display, and we can see dims quite low, and then peak brightness in high brightness mode is at 900 nits, with typical being 700 nits. And then you've got your usual color scheme you could pick from Original, Color Pro, Vivid, Saturated or Advanced if you want to tinker with those. You can pick your refresh rate, so 60, 90 or 144 Hz, or you can put it to default and it'll adjust itself. Then we also have additional settings to enhance videos, AI image enhancement, so automatically adjusts images, and then we have AI HD enhancement, so you can turn these on and off as you choose. So for the lock screen, we have a bunch of different things here. You can wake screen when returning, detects your presence, raise to wake, double tap to wake the screen when the device is locked, and then wake lock screen for notifications. And then we also have the smart cover mode. We'll check out viewing angles, and it's what you would expect from an LCD display with slight shift in color temperature and the brightness dipping, but nothing too drastic. So we have wideband level 1 support on Netflix along with HDR10 and Dolby Vision support. So you'll be getting all that HDR goodness on Netflix, although it won't be as good as what you would get on an OLED panel, but still really nice, bright, vivid image. Although at extreme angles, things can seem a little bit washed out. Stick around and we'll see how the display performs under various conditions, and we'll also check out those 6 speakers and see what they sound like when watching content on this tablet. 4K 60fps HDR playback is supported on YouTube and runs absolutely fine. And then outside in daylight, the tablet does suffer from reflectivity issues, but that's expected as it's a glass panel. So we'll have a look at the focus pen and see how that performs. So we'll start off with Mi Canvas and we'll test out some casual writing. And for me, nice and precise, writes fluidly. And then I'm just going to do some pressure testing here, which is 8192 level pressure sensitivity, and again works fine. The harder you press, the thicker the line was getting. And then also using the button, we can switch colors here easily. So that's nice to have that functionality built into the pen. And latency isn't too bad, although you can see in this slowdown footage a slight delay in the input, but in reality you will barely notice anything. And then just some examples of multitasking, watching a quantum physics video here, which I have absolutely no idea what they're going on about. And then in this example, I'll just fill out some forms on the device, and again, absolute breeze and as precise as you want it to be. So the focus pen for me was a joy to use. It's precise, fluid, and the buttons on it are useful in various scenarios. Intricate writing, it wasn't a problem as I fill in this sample PDF form here. So we have 6 speakers on the Pad 6s Pro. They are Dolby Atmos tuned, and I have to say I was thoroughly impressed with them. At full volume, they were literally room filling. We'll check out what options we have in the settings. So you can either pick from Dolby Atmos or Xiaomi Sound. I'm going to do most of my testing in Dolby Atmos. You can choose your graphic equalizer if you want to adjust things yourself. And then you can turn on immersive sound, so it's more like a surround sound kind of option. And just keep in mind it's high volume coming up.
Hang on, shit. Unlock 17A. We're too high up. You're running up there.
That makes sense.
Do you check out what performance is like on the phones themselves? Just going to open up a bunch of apps here so you just get an idea of how they perform. Again, very similar in my eyes, basically. Under the hood of the Pad 6s Pro, we're working with the very capable Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 CPU, along with the Adreno 740 GPU. The tablet I have is the 8GB version and comes with LPDDR5 and UFS 4.0, so that's good to see. It's running on Xiaomi HyperOS, which is built upon Android 14, so that's the latest on there. And then you also get the option of extending the 8GB RAM up by an additional 8GB, so you can get a total of 16. And then we'll check out some benchmark scores: 1922 for single score, and then 5401 on multi on Geekbench 6. On Antutu we got 1,532,157 score. On Wildlife Stress Test 3D Mark, we were working with a frame rate between 43 to 85 frames per second, and then we can see in the read and write test the tablet managed a sequential write speed of 1.02 GB and a sequential read speed of 1.95 GB. And then we also have File Manager app, which allows you to access files and folders easily for internal storage and external if you choose to. And then we can just check out what the control panel looks like. You can swipe to the right for your notification center. We also have the app switching dock, which is nice and convenient to switch between apps. And then just generally browsing around the tablet, apps load really fast, nice and snappy. You will barely notice any lag anywhere, and everything runs nice and fluid, and that's thanks to the Snapdragon chip. pop into multitasking. So I'll just do YouTube and then I will pick Chrome here, and absolutely fine, no problem. And then you also have the option of floating windows. So I'm gonna try opening a few here, and you can open 2 floating windows, but we'll check out on workstation, which allows you to open up to 4. So if you just look in the settings in feature for tablets, we have this option here for workstation. And if you turn that on, it changes the interface slightly. And you can see we have the option of running 4 apps here. So I've got 4 open, including Disney Plus. And no problem, everything's running absolutely fine. And then we also have interconnectivity, which is compatible with certain Xiaomi phones, and I believe this is with the Xiaomi 14 and 14 Ultra, so you can get things like shared clipboard between the phone and tablet, cross-device notes app, photos, and then network syncing. And then your usual connectivity options, Me Share, Cast, wireless display, printing, things like that. We also have a built-in fingerprint sensor on the power/lock button, and nice and precise, nice and quick, unlocks fast enough. So I've got some 4K footage loaded on the tablet here in InShot Editor, roughly 3 minutes long, and then we'll just have a quick look at the export time, stick in some text here, and then we'll see how long that takes to export. And then soon we'll be checking out how the tablet handles gaming. So we can see that took roughly 1 minute 2/3 seconds, so not bad at all. So for gaming, we're starting off at 24%, and we have to keep in mind optimization for each of these games can affect the performance, but regardless, we'll have a look, starting with Asphalt 9, running at steady 59-60 FPS, nice and smooth, no problem there whatsoever. And then for Call of Duty Warzone, we have options of mid and high, and I'm going to set the frame rate to 60. Personally, don't like playing with the on-screen controls, so I'm going to switch out to the PlayStation controller. Much better experience. And apart from tiny little bit of stutters here and there, still runs fine, 59/60 FPS. Temperature is sitting around 43 degrees, so you can expect some heating up of the tablet. And this was probably around about 20 minutes of me into the game here. Enjoyable experience playing this on the tablet. And then we got GTA Vice City, which again runs fine, and this is resolution bumped up to the highest, 37.8 degrees, and again running absolutely smooth with the frame rate. And then for PUBG Mobile, we can select Ultra HD for the graphics and then Ultra for the FPS. And again, runs fine on here, but I feel like it's not the best optimized game because the highest FPS I was able to hit on here was around 40, you can see, and temperature is fine, again around 34 degrees. So gaming on here has been a pleasant experience for me. Absolutely no problem playing intensive games. So for the battery, we're working with a 10,000 mAh battery, 9,800 mAh if you take actual figures. It supports 120 watt hypercharge, so Xiaomi claims 100% in 35 minutes. And if we have a look at settings, we can see battery protection. You can have things like regular charging, optimized charging, so things to help protect your battery. And then we have like little indications of things that would help extend battery life. And then additional features, we have boost charging speed, so you want to turn this on if you want to get the super fast charging speeds. And then you have your usual chart and graph that shows your battery usage throughout the day. Xiaomi claims that you could charge up to 100% in 35 minutes using the 120 watt supplied charging brick. And from my testing, 0 to 50% charge took roughly 24 minutes, and then 0 to 100 was roughly 45 minutes. So although that's still amazing for a 10,000 mAh battery, it didn't meet the 35 minutes claimed by Xiaomi. But regardless, really good for a tablet this size. And then for PC Mark, I got 10 hours and 8 minutes, and this is with brightness set to 75% and volume set to 25%, as I do with all my battery tests. So reasonable score there. So in conclusion, I think for the price and what Xiaomi claim as being a pro tablet, it definitely would hit that market for productivity and things like that. I feel like there are other tablets out there, for example, the Lenovo Tab P12, which was around £350 and comes with a stylus pen as well, and something like that, which is nearly half the price of this tablet and still is absolutely capable. Obviously, you're getting the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 on here, which is a really capable chip, so you're going to be able to get more out of this tablet when it comes to more intense tasks. But for me, I think the price might be slightly too high, and if it was around £499 or even £400, then you were looking at a really good deal. But then again, you know, everyone's out there trying to make as much profit as they can. But the tablet itself, stylus pen works really good. The focus pen, amazing, really good to get all your notes, things like that, jot it down. Display, massive, really big, spacious, enough to be able to multitask with multiple apps, and even for media consumption, and like we demonstrated with gaming and stuff. So for me, I think the tablet is good for what it is, but just slightly more on the expensive side. And maybe there might be deals in the future where the price does come down and it might be better value for money, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, that was my review on the tablet. Thank you for watching, and as always, please hit the like button if you enjoyed, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, a subscription would be much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.